We're on the web, so let's look at, by the way, it's on 324, not 327. But nobody pointed that out to me till this morning. So I hope you figured that one out. If not, people, you can reply to the reminds and it goes to me. You can email me. You can come see me. Let me ask you a question. Any of you on the basketball team? Yes, Kyle, let me ask you a question. Who y'all playing tonight? Sand Creek. Let me ask you, Coach Campbell, did he prep you for Sand Creek? Did he talk about what they run?
I'm not varsity, but yeah.
Well, you don't have to be varsity to know what the other team's going to be. Did he talk about what they do?
Yeah.
Did he talk about things they like to run? Did he talk about maybe who plays for them? Now, you're at home tonight, right? Girls are on the road, I think, tonight, right? Yeah, as Jordan puts away her phone. Let me ask you a question. Tonight, if you showed up to the game, you're out there warming up, getting ready, and St. Mary's on the other side, would you just okay, well, I guess this is how it's going to be? Or would you be like, hey, Coach, I thought you were playing Sand Creek today? Which, no, don't say it. I want you to think real quick. One of the two things. Would you be like, hey, Coach, I thought we were playing Sand Creek? Or would you just be like, St. Mary's it is? Which one of those two is probably going to be the right thing to do? Yeah, I'd probably ask Coach. Same thing. I make mistakes. I hit the 7 and the 4 right next to each other. That's not Matthews. They're just right next to each other. It's okay. What's that? Well, I'll show you what I got to have you do in just a second here. Why is this over here? It should be over there. Yeah, let's go.
Do you want me to just find points for people?
So here's what I want you to do. So talk amongst yourself for 30 seconds. So you're going to need a sheet of paper. Okay. Here's what I need you to do. Go to school roster. For each person who has a reasonable shot of being in the top 4 of an event. So, does Shalise? No, Shalise doesn't. Does Sydney Cronin? Yeah, Sydney Cronin does. So start with an event. Let's start with Congress. So we're going to go down the roster. No. We're going to click on Mohit.
I'm supposed to know if they, okay.
No, hold on. We're going to go down to the bottom of this. First thing we're going to do is we're going to switch this so instead of showing one page, it shows all 3. So we're going to go through Mohit's career. We're going to add up how many Congress points Mohit has. Then we're going to go back. So say he's got 187. We're going to put him at 187. We're going to go back to the roster. We're going to go to the next person that has a reasonable shot. So no. Maybe. We're going to click on him and see what he's got. No. Maybe. No. Maybe. No. Maybe.
Oh, yeah.
No.
Emily,
maybe. Gracia, yes. No, maybe. All the people that are maybes that I actively do Congress, we're going to add up or we're going to make a roster of how many points they got. Then we're going to type it into Excel with names and current point standings.
So I'm just doing Congress right now.
Well, then you're going to do Lincoln Douglas, and then you're going to do public forum, and then you're going to do OO and info and poetry and all that stuff too, including extent.
Okay,
ready?
I'll check out my extent points too and see how many.
Okay.
I feel like I'm at least in the top. I'm definitely in the top 10 in our district for extent.
I don't know if you're in the top 10 for a district. I only care about our school today. Our school's what we're doing today.
Our
school's what we're doing
today. International extent, I'm the only one in our school.
No, we're just doing extemp. It doesn't matter if it's foreign or domestic. For both state and national qualifying, we only get to bring a certain number of people. It's not a certain number of people per event. Okay, so away we go. All right, sorry about that. Let's look at 7:51:53. So different than last period. That's very interesting. 7:51:53. All right, so Snapchat's over. Beckman's back. Number 7.
People don't use it.
Number 7. Oh, this is 6x cubed plus 6x all over x squared plus 1. All right, as everybody obviously knows, x cubed, x squared, bam, they canceled x. Right?
No.
Why not? Yeah, it's not in like terms. And today's lesson is going to take yin and the yang of this and just bring them together. The yin and the yang of that and just bring it together. Why can't we do this? Today is the day you'll be able to walk home to your parents and be like, this is why we can't do this. This is why we can't do this. So does that cancel? No, because it's through addition and subtraction. In fact, we aren't even using the word cancel anymore. Divide to 1. Right. Blake, text it to the boy. Divide to 1. Cancel, gone, divide to 1. You might cancel your date. You might cancel Netflix. You're not going to cancel a math no more. Breebach would beat me if he heard you saying that next year. That's right, Jacob. Beat. He physically assault me. So let's look at that. What should we do? What should we do? Yeah, Tyler. Yeah, take out. There we go. Take out the 6x. So we got a common factor on top. 6x. When we take that out, what are we left with? X squared plus 1. What's that?
What did he just say?
No, we don't cancel. They divide to 1. It sounds so much more intelligent. So much more intelligent. You walk up to any college, even slacker schools like Florida State. You walk in there that first day, you tell that math teacher they cancel, he's going to be like, I'm going to cancel you to community college. You tell him they divide to 1, he's going to be like, preach it. Where'd you go to high school? Where'd you go to high school? We need more people like you. Lauren.
I feel like there should be a middle ground.
We need more people like you.
Community college, or I'm so proud that you went high school.
Yeah,
I feel like there should be a middle
Why
ground.
is community college a bad thing?
No, you just have to go learn. It's not a bad thing. It's a great thing. You just got to go
It
learn.
sounds bad.
It's where you learn proper vocabulary.
Mhm.
What's this? Mhm. They don't learn to steal crab legs there.
I don't think anyone teaches someone to steal crab legs. I think someone makes a decision that I really like crab legs. I'm gonna take some. I don't
And
think the college
And that's
taught him
okay.
that.
That's a desired behavior.
Oh my God.
All right.
God.
Like a restaurant.
What's that? No, like out of a Publix. It's a grocery store in the South. You've never
Publix
lived
is
there.
so amazing. Oh my God.
Safeway.
Publix is so much. Have you ever had any of their Publix sandwiches?
So you know how
amazing.
they have stickers on their sandwiches? If you took off the Publix sticker and put on the Safeway one, it's the same sandwich. They're owned by the same company. It's the exact same thing.
Literally right.
Yeah, they're the exact same company. So
If you go to Publix, order a buffalo chicken tender sandwich with cheddar cheese, get honey butter on it, and get it toasted. It's the best thing you'll ever have.
they also sell that up at Monument.
No, they do not.
His face.
They have the same fried chicken too.
Okay.
It's pretty good. Albertsons had much better fried chicken though. We can all agree on that.
Have you ever
All
had Zaxby's fried chicken?
I've never been to Saxby's.
Oh, it's so good.
All right, let's go through though. This part A, that's a simple. Part B, it though says identify the x values for which the expression is undefined. Okay, so we got to look at the original one though, not the simplified one, the original one. Now this is where I'm going to disagree at the back of the book. If the expression will be undefined if the denominator is equal to what? 0, right? The denominator is equal to 0. So let's look at what would make the denominator equal to 0. How do I solve that puppy for x? Volunteer. Volunteer. Yep. Close. Missed one thing. It's I, but it's also what? Yeah, every time you take the square, you have to at least consider the plus or the minus. So it is plus or minus. Now, that is not in the back of the book, but here's my question to you. It says identify any x value. Any x value.
Any?
Yeah, any makes me think you better have that. Like if you're taking the ACT or the SAT, yeah, I'd put that down as my answer. Any x value. Now, if it said any real x value, obviously we'd leave this one behind because it's imaginary, but it just says any x value, and I would stick with that if I were you. Now, I'm aware they use this same book at like schools that aren't quite as good as us. And maybe at those schools, that's the thing that like pushes kids over to the edge where they just drop out of high school and work at Burger King. But here at DCC, you guys can handle this. We're going to put plus or minus I on that puppy. If you got Breebach for study hall, ask him what he would do. I think he'd put that same thing just in case. Yeah, most teachers teach study hall. I sadly don't have that blessing. All right, other questions on that? Yeah, Ben Breebach, he teaches math. He's a good-looking one that doesn't have any hair.
Yeah, I know. I had him in freshman year.
Yeah, he's a really good teacher. What'd you have him for?
Geometry.
You're lucky. No wonder you're in honors. He's good. All right, let's take a look at another one. Let's go to the train wreck. Let's go to 53. 53. We're in a dark alley.
Skip 51 back.
53 is better. 50 because 53 has all of the goodness. 51 has part of the goodness. Like you walk home and do 51 tonight, Jacob, your dad might be like, you know, that's okay. I'd work something harder at work today. You give him 53, he's gonna be like, I haven't seen anything that, you know, that challenging.
Who does math, Patricia? Who does math? You're talking about somebody who does math.
Everybody does math.
Yeah.
I'm reasonably certain
my
that
mom
Jacob's
does
dad
math.
does math every day. I'm reasonably certain all your parents do math every day. If they don't, they work pretty hard to avoid it for the whole day. But I'm just feeling like Jacob's dad probably does math every day. I don't know what he does for a living. Maybe, I don't
Looks at
know.
numbers, but he doesn't add them.
Well, I bet he has somebody maybe beneath him that does that for him. Maybe he doesn't add the numbers for a living anymore. They hired somebody who did well in the Burger King internship program to do that for him.
This is exactly what he goes to.
So I goes to Burger King. He's like, he made the change right. He's like, you want to work for whatever your dad works for? Who's your dad work for?
Classical.
Oh, see, good. I'm now my confidence interval is 100% that he does math every day. I'm pretty sure everybody at Classic Homes does math every single day. And I feel like the higher you rise up that food chain at Classic Homes, the more math you get to do every day.
Yeah.
And maybe not like adding and subtracting, but like analyzing.
You know, like the builders and everybody. I mean, like
No,
adding
we
dimensions.
I'm-
measuring tape.
Or like the people who are making decisions like, should we build Flying Horse or no go? Like,
He has like pretty some papers like that big.
yeah, and this problem's going to be almost that big. So 53.
Oh, you didn't see the calc one yesterday, though.
Calc one it's really good. X to the fifth minus 4x to the third minus x squared plus 4.
Yeah, I know.
X cubed minus 2x squared plus x minus 2 divided by 3x. Believe it or not, this ain't even it. Plus 3x squared. You get your money's worth on this problem. Plus 3x
Get your tears.
all over. There shouldn't be any tears on this one. This isn't that bad. This isn't hopeless.
Oh, I was waiting to be bad then.
Oh.
Caleb,
What?
you know, show them the problem we did in class yesterday.
So we had to
That
graph
wasn't
a
even that
function. So check out this function. We had to graph, what was it, 4x?
4x to the 1/3 minus x to the 4/3.
Oh, that's most complicated.
Graph
Yeah,
that by hand.
No calculator, no nothing. And I don't mean like, I mean like a very accurate graph, including like the highs, the lows, the waves, the not waves. Like, yeah.
Why did
Average.
No, I don't hate them. I want them to do really well in their AP test so they can show that to colleges and be like, you should totally take me. I had the Psycho Beckman. What's that? No. Why would they want to know how to do it if they had a calculator to do it? They did just plug numbers in and
You
hit
don't
enter.
get a calculator on your.
You do on parts, but not on that part.
Oh.
Okay, so let's look at this one real quick. This is a bad news bears.
You ran
Now
out
the
of paper.
first thing we probably want to do with this is what? Simplify. Like what? Simplify is a big overarching term. Fact. We probably want to do some fact. How in the math do we factor that without using synthetic division? Now, somebody last period says, let's totally synthetically divide that. People, I love you more than that. You can do that. You can get the right answer to that. That's going to take a long time. Like a long time. Let's think of a better way. Better way to do that. Like a better, who did 6, by the way? Phoenix, you do 6? This looks like your handwriting. Better way to do this. So take a minute, think.
Do it.
Instead of synthetic division, what would be a better way to do that? Can I get a pop out of there? Somebody
Normal
freaking
division.
starving smell.
Oh, Hobbs, you're
Congress
so
just
from
has
the
city
north.
I don't know.
From the north.
Better way to do this one. Ideas. Who's got it? Ideas. Who's got better way to do this than synthetic division? We could use synthetic. Yes.
Give up.
No, better than that.
No,
Phoenix, that's like taking something horribly cruel and making it a little bit nicer. Like, we're going to give you a tissue for this instead of just making you do it by yourself.
Regular
Ideas.
division.
No.
If
If you learned anything
Multiply
last
reciprocal.
semester, there was a day that we taught you long division that was horrible. And then the next day we showed you like the light of the universe. And you should never divide unless they make you.
Oh.
Yes.
Pascal's triangle?
I wish, but no, it doesn't work for this one.
I don't get that.
Ideas.
I do not.
Let me ask you a
He
question.
goes,
Phoenix, Jordan, Kyle, who else went to the board on this one?
I did.
Yeah, Justin, there's one more. Who else went to the board? Kesley. All of you did this in your problem. You used one method. What was that method you used?
fast.
Factoring.
No, factoring by what?
The X.
Grouping, right. Factoring by grouping. Whoever said
The
that did a good job.
X.
The X.
The X. What?
The circle thing.
I didn't say
You're going to
that.
walk out of
He
here.
didn't say that. He said
That's
that.
just a
Justin, you don't have to cover for him. It's okay.
No.
That's very nice. You'll learn a lot of
I don't
vocabulary.
even know his last name.
Patterson.
Yeah.
I'm shocked y'all don't know each other. He's been in my class for like 10 minutes. I know his name.
I know his first
You're
name.
you.
You know his first name?
Yeah.
Okay, so let me ask you a question. Look at Phoenix's, and everybody did this on there. Look at Phoenix's, though. How many terms did he start out with? But factoring by grouping only works if you got how many terms? Does not work if you got 2.
3.
Nope. Look, okay.
Where'd you keep
You gotta
going?
get smarter. You gotta get smarter.
5.
Look at this and kind of think, okay, look at what Phoenix did.
6.
And I know, hold on a second. You know, I teach regular classes, I teach honors classes. Regular classes, Kids will do whatever I say without having to think because they just want to get out of this class and do that. You're in this class because you should be able to think. There's a process we did here that involves factoring by group. But there's something we had to do first, which really makes the problem more complicated. But we had to do it to factor by grouping. What did we do?
Ooh, get
Why did we
everything
do
the
it?
same side.
Hold on. Shh. What did we do, and why did we do it? Think about it for a few seconds. Put your phone away. Use your brain. Stop staring at that screen. Nobody's ever got better at math or basketball or girls at staring at a screen.
True.
Combined like terms.
Why did we Phoenix and everybody else did something that actually made the problem more complicated? You got to do this to use factor by group. What did he do, and why did he do it? And everybody that's at the board did this. What did he do, and why did he do it? What did he do, and why did he do it? Tyler, what do you think?
He split 14n
Why?
in order to split them into two different.
That had what?
That had like
Okay, a specific thing about the number of terms. Ethan.
The two terms that he split them into were kind of proportional to each other. 5, 10, 4, 8.
Yes?
They
Yes?
were, 5 is half of 10, 4 is half of 8. So you can take terms out of those and turn them into one of the same term.
How many
Turn
terms?
them into like terms.
To use factor by grouping, it has to have a blank number of terms.
4.
Not 4,
Even.
even number of terms. Right? For you to split stuff into groups evenly, they have to have an even number of numbers in it. Question to you on this. If you got to factor something and it looks cray-cray, you should look first. Does it have an even number of terms? And look at the top. How many terms are there? Look at the bottom. How many terms are there?
A lot.
Yeah, we should probably try what first? Factor by grouping. Why? Because we could use synthetic division. That's going to be a lot of work. Let's see if factor by grouping works first, and then use synthetic division if it doesn't. So let's see real quick. Does factor by grouping work? So let's look at this puppy real quick. Let's split it into two groups. So we're going to have x to the fifth minus 4x to the third plus, really, don't complain now. Wait, I could have just said, let's use synthetic division.
Yeah, complain once it actually.
Yeah, because this gets harder. It actually doesn't get easier. It gets harder. Okay, so let's split both of those into two groups real quick. So I'm going to just work these problems. Q squared.
Holy smokes, Alex got 49 points in Congress once.
Yeah, apparently.
That's the record right there. 49
I
points.
think we've got some 50s at that NSDA rules one before.
This was at the NSDA rules, I think.
Mm-hmm.
That's a lot.
Right, real quick. Look at these two terms. What do they got in common?
Ooh, with the x squared.
No, not x squared. X to the.
Third.
So let's take it
Out.
out. So take out an x cubed. When you do, that leaves you with x squared minus 4. Wait a minute. X squared minus 4.
Oh, that's another one.
Hush. Keep it to yourself. Okay, next one. Negative x squared plus 4. What does that give you? Take out. What do they got in common? Negative, right? Because the leading term must be positive for this to work. That's one of like the little conditions of it that it has. So let's take out -1. So -1 times x squared minus hot dog. Let's do that with the bottom. X cubed and -2x squared. What do they got in common? When you take that out, what's left over? What do these two got in common? A 1. When you take it out, what do you got left? Okay. So I am just working that first term right now. I'm just working that first term. But does this work to factor by group? Yeah, it does. You got the same thing left there. You got the same thing left there. So what do we got? X cubed minus 1, x squared minus 4. On the bottom, you got x squared plus 1. What do you got left? X minus 2. Okay, so that is just the working of that first term down to its factors.
You move it down.
Yes. Stop and check out. Questions on that? Questions on that?
Why did you put x cubed minus 1 in first?
Oh, I should. That's a good idea. That's a good idea there, Jacob Smith. Yeah, that's not going to go well if I don't do that. Now, let's talk real quick. I got several emails about I didn't figure out 53. Should I drop this class? No, you shouldn't drop. This is a really hard problem. It's in the challenge and extend section. It's really hard. That's where I'm saying you're in honors. You're getting extra credit for this class. Like, we're going to make it so you got to earn this puppy. This is a good problem. Like, this has got big issues.
This family.
Yeah, this is like your girlfriend coming to you and be like, "Hey, I'm dating two boys and they're cousins and they're just about to have Christmas together, and I'm going." Yeah, this has got big problems. There's going to be trouble ahead of us. And then you tell her, like, hope you get Christmas presents from them first. If I figure this out, you're not going to get anything from either one of them.
He's so scarred.
I know. Like, the rest of the people ain't laughing at this class because they've already heard all this stuff.
No, we're just shocked.
Well, that's the kind of problems this problem has.
Related math to
Two
the fact
cousins dating.
to the fact that
Well, you know, sometimes you're dating two boys you didn't know they were cousins, and then they both tell you, "Hey, we're going."
No, I don't know because that never happened.
Well, sometimes you got to date two boys and hope one of them gives you a graphing calculator. That's high school life.
Oh my
no,
God.
Mr. Begbie,
You know, it's not
that's
serious. You
polygamy,
just-
right?
What's that?
You realize that's not polygamy, right?
Well, kind
Polygamy
of.
is-
You're not married. If you marry them both, you're in real trouble. Because when they both show up to the wedding and then realize there's two grooms and their cousins, which budget cuts, you only had to invite their family once because they're cousins, but that's going to be
Oh my God.
awkward when some of them get a program that wasn't what they were thinking they were coming for. Hashtag awkward. Okay, so continuing on. That's just that first part of that problem.
Is
This
that
is really
recording
complicated.
that?
Yeah, of course it is.
Oh God.
It's not what did I say that was illegal?
You have one. I'm gonna rewatch that.
You
I want to
rewatch
show that
that?
one
That's-
viewer.
This is a hard problem.
Is it someone in this class?
Oh
This
my
is a hard
God.
problem. No, there's lots of people gone today. Okay, let's go to the next one. Now we're dividing, which means we got to do what first? We got to take multiply by the reciprocal. So we're gonna take the reciprocal first. So x squared minus 1 multiply by the reciprocal. It's a hard problem. I'm sorry you didn't like my analogy. Maybe I should have made the analogy a little bit more shocking.
Maybe you should have been.
Go ahead.
Well,
I want to hear how it makes it more shocking.
Yeah.
I'd have to call Mr. Bravo up here for that. He's good at the shock and awe value. Okay, x squared minus 1. What does that factor to?
Mr. Bravo.
What's that factor to?
Oh.
X squared plus 1. That's a difference of squares, right? Because x squared minus 1 squared is x plus 1 times x minus 1. Okay, the bottom, 3x cubed plus 3x squared plus 3x. What should we do to that puppy first? Yeah, we should get that 3x out. 3x, take that out. What are you left with? X squared plus x plus 1. Now, does that factor? Does that factor?
Yeah.
X squared plus, what two numbers multiply to 1 and add to 1?
Oh.
There aren't any. Yeah, that does not factor. So that's just along for the ride. So here's what we got. Okay, then let's take the very last one. We got 6x. Obviously, that doesn't factor. It's a monomial. And then on the bottom, we have x squared minus 2x plus 1. So we got 6x, x squared plus 2, and minus 2x. Sorry, I wrote that wrong. Here, we're right here. 6x over x squared minus 2x plus 1. What does that factor to?
What's under the 6x?
A mistake. I wrote it wrong. 6x, x squared minus 2x plus 1. What does that factor to? What two numbers multiply to 1 but add to negative 1? Right, negative 1 and negative 1. All right. So now we have got this train wreck problem factored. We have got this train wreck problem factored. Woo! Now, is that hard? No, it's just a whole bunch of steps over and over again. Whole bunch of steps over and over again.
Oh no, this is one more.
All right, now what divides the 1 in this puppy? Let's get rid of some stuff. Let's get rid of it. What do we got?
X minus 1. We can get rid of that.
Okay, x minus 1, x minus 1. What else?
X
Three
plus
X.
1.
What does that leave here?
3.
No, 2. Yep, it's multiplication. What else does? Well, this is really, what does that factor to? X squared minus 4. That's x plus 2 and x minus 2. Right, what goes away then? Okay, so let's then write what we got. X cubed minus 1, x plus 2, x plus 1, and a 2. On the bottom, we got x squared plus 1, and we got this. No, it's plus 1. It's plus 1. It was x squared plus 1 up here. We took out a plus. X squared plus x plus 1. Whew!
What?
Man, that was a problem. That was a problem.
No. X minus 1.
Where did I forget an x minus 1? It went away. X minus 1 and x minus 1. Oh, I got another x minus 1 on the bottom. Thank you.
Yeah. I didn't see it.
Another x minus 1 on the bottom.
Is that the answer?
Okay.
No.
Well, then we're like, yes, we're done. But then we look in the back of the book, and that's not the right answer. Yeah, we're not done yet. There's more we can do. Believe it or not, this is such an awesome problem. It's not even done yet.
Oh, wow.
What else can we? Now, this is dark. This is, I will be honest with you. I have x squared minus 8, or a squared minus b squared memorized. A plus b times a minus b. I do not have a cubed minus a cubed memorized. I do not know that one off the top of my head. So let's think real quick. Blake Paxton, I think you are the perfect person to answer this problem. No, you are. Totally the perfect person. So I realized there's probably some formula for x cubed minus 1, which if it's x squared minus 1, it's the difference of squares. So x cubed minus 1 is probably the difference of
Whose phone is that?
mine.
Oh.
I ain't gonna answer it. I'm teaching you guys.
I would.
My
That's
optometrist
how it
office.
should be.
My
I
optometrist
didn't
office.
ask.
He's just telling me my contact samples are in. X cubed minus 1 is probably the difference of what? Hold on. No, you have a clue. X squared minus 1 is the difference of squares. So x cubed minus 1 is probably the difference of. Right. So let us think real quick. I do not know the formula for the difference of cubes off the top of my head. Isaac, give me just a second. You got to pass the thing on. I do not know that formula off the top of my head. What could I do to get that there formula?
Look it
No,
up.
no, okay. What could I do without their formula? Yes, you do. I guarantee you, 100%. Michael said he doesn't know that formula. How could you get that formula? Think of a device capable of communicating with computers all throughout the world instantaneously that maybe you had already been practicing doing this during class already. What device do you have that would be capable of such large-scale communications? Yes, whip out your phone real quick, Blake. I want you to go to what website we go to for this. Google, and I type in the difference of cubes. But how am I going to tell it that I want the formula? I'm going to type in the difference of cubes. Formula. Blake, go fast, faster. No, I've seen your fingers move. You can move faster than that. Pretend you're texting. What's his name? Is that his name? Yeah. Is he still the boy?
Because we go over this like every single class.
I know, because I can't remember my boyfriend's name. Jordan's been in my class like 3 years in a row. I still don't remember her boy's name.
Jackson.
How the
One name.
Because we go over like 100.
We do, yeah.
I only remember the boyfriend's names that I have to tell in the hallway to like separate. So that's a compliment to you all that I haven't had to memorize your boyfriend's name by telling them to separate from you. Or girlfriend's name too. Okay, what is it, Blake?
A squared minus AB.
Hold on. Ooh, hold on.
Jeez, Dutchman.
Wasn't
Not even ready.
So a cubed minus b cubed is going to be equal to what?
A squared minus AB plus B squared.
Okay. Are you sure it's not a plus? I'm almost positive it's a plus.
That's minus.
Okay, go ahead.
Yeah.
Keep going. Because I know what it has to work out to. Keep going. No, isn't it times a minus b?
Doesn't say it on here. But
It is. No, so it is. In fact, that's a. I didn't have it memorized till last period. And then last period we did the same exercise. So then I just have it memorized from last period. But you could ask last period, like we went on Google ourselves. So you already had your phone ready to go, so I just took advantage of that moment. Took advantage of it. Okay, so there we go. We've got that right there. Ignore this. This is not part of the problem. Okay, so this thing factors into 2. Okay, well, we got x minus 1. So x minus 1 times x squared plus
We can't. Yep.
x squared plus the first thing times the second thing. 1x plus the second thing squared. And then copy the other two things down.
Why'd you put 1x?
Well, because it's the first thing times the second thing, and the first thing is x, the second thing is 1, and 1 times x is 1x.
You just put x. Same thing.
We're just lazy Americans, and we don't like to write that 1. Oftentimes, it's helpful to write that 1. But they're the same thing. One isn't right or wrong. One isn't better than the other. I mean, getting a graphing calculator for Valentine's Day isn't like better than getting a graphing calculator for your anniversary. Unless your anniversary is on Valentine's Day.
Whoa.
Is yours, Mr. Blackburn?
Hashtag strategic. No. December 29th.
Hey, my parents is December 20th. Very interesting.
Okay.
Interesting. All right, now what else divides the 1? That and that go away, and then look at that. So what are we left with? The answer in the back of the book. 2x plus, nope, need more paper. 2. 2 is left on top. X plus 2 is left on top. X plus 1 is left on top. And then x squared plus 1 is left on bottom. And my goodness, you show that to your parents. You show them that you got the answer. It's in the back of the book. And they show you, like, we are giving you your brother's college money. We are investing it where it will be a better investment. Or even more awkward, your sister's in college. We're taking her tuition money. Good luck to her this semester figuring it out. Hopefully she's got a really rich boyfriend that can pay for tuition. We are investing it in obviously who will be more successful. Okay, stop and check out. Questions on that?
No, Joey's telling you.
Yes.
I do wrong.
Okay, I want all of them, though. I want a list of all of them.
Every single
That's reasonable
Where did I
shot
go
of
wrong?
making that.
These are
It's
reasonable.
okay.
There's way more reasonable than that. Cameron Todd's reasonable.
You were like, well,
Alex Kinnaman,
yeah, he'll probably.
Cameron Ruff,
Rough. And
Sawyer Smith.
Smith
No,
and Rough.
all of the reasonable people that go to a lottery. So if they've been to more than one this year, put them on there. All right, that's it for the. Take your desk, put it back like in between the person sitting next to you. Take your Hummer, pass it over to Jacob Smith. What? Are you encouraging him to cheat?
Okay.
Are you encouraging him to cheat? That is.
Funny back then.
Pretty soon you'll be encouraging him to steal. Pretty soon you'll be like, hey, there's a Publix down the road.
Also, like, how would
Go
you
get me a
take
sandwich.
public? Like, how would you take?
You take them, you go back to the counter, you say, hey, I want 20 pounds of crab legs. They're like, awesome, we're selling all of ours. And then you just walk out of the store with them.
That's funny.
There ain't a lot of rocket scientists. I mean, James Winston can figure this out. There ain't a lot of, James Winston can't do that math problem we just did.
Caught stealing them, or
Yeah, he
steal them
walked
and
out of the
hot
store
legs?
with 2 hands. There's security footage of it. He walked out of the store, 2 hands full of crab.
I thought they meant like they
The
caught him
security
in the
people
store.
are like running after him because that's like, $120 or whatever. And then they're like, yelling at him. And then he made some choice comments to them about things like race, religion. But let's take a look. Quiz number 1, x squared minus 6x
A quiz?
plus 8. We have a quiz every single day,
I
Connor.
know, but still.
He said, I know. He's still adjusting.
Did I not tell this kid how mean Beckman was? I mean, okay, here's what you got to do for this one. Part A, you got to simplify it. Part B, you got to tell me where is the expression undefined. Number 2, we have 4x squared y cubed over 8x cubed y squared. No, just y, just y. No exponent there. Let me rewrite it to start over again. I know. Distracted. If I were you, I'd go down to Bailey, demand better instruction.
Do you know? This isn't for this class, but do you know how long, like, they wait till like you can't slip out of class anymore?
The day
5
before
days.
finals.
Literally.
You know, better mute this.
Oh, it's 5 days. Dude.
Yeah, like grandma's-
That'd be weird.
You never know how long grandma's going to be around, so you
Oh
take her to
my
a
God.
dance. That's
How
No.
long do you have?
what kind of jerk grandson are you?
Dance anymore, right?
Although I'm not a grandson, but say.
See, in
Or
calculus,
grandpa.
the guy.
We don't judge at DCC. You want to take your grandma? Well, okay, let's look at the first one. Simplify it out. What's the top factor two?
Just an example.
Connor.
Okay. I'm.
Why would a teacher ever once, ever give you a quiz and then not go through the answers?
A lot of teachers do that.
Why?
Everybody
The
knows.
point of quizzes is you
Except for
learn. Now, tests, we don't go through every problem on tests. You should already know how to do it.
If somebody's
But a quiz, we are still learning. Why would I give you a quiz and not go through it? Like, that's un-American. And number two, like, why did we do it?
Because in America, we like to give our answers to our friends.
In America,
Whoa,
we raise
whoa,
our
that's
hand.
not how this works in America.
What's the bottom factor two? We will go through the daily quiz every single day because we are still learning to do this. And I want you to know, do I know how to do this? The point of the daily quiz is you should know, do I know how to do this? What's the bottom factor two?
X minus 1, X, 2x plus 1.
No, it was.
I'm pretty sure it's x minus 2. Yeah, it's x minus 2.
Yeah.
X minus 2, 2x plus 1.
Okay.
2x minus
Oh,
1.
yeah.
Sorry, 2x minus 1. All right, real quick. Let's look at the bottom. Let's answer part B first. The expression will be undefined when the blank is equal to 0. The expression will be undefined when the blank is equal to 0. Yeah. The what?
Domain is
Close. What part of the expression, though, is going to make the domain?
X. X.
Denominator, right. When the denominator is equal to 0. So let's set those two things in the denominator equal to 0. No, you can't have your quiz
Well,
back.
it's technically not equal
not-
to 0.
Oh, correct. It is not equal to
Yeah.
0, right?
Okay, good.
Oh.
And actually, Cameron, I told you this too, but if they wrote equal to or not equal to, we'll give them credit at either point. Because the way it does say, where is the expression undefined?
Oh my
And it is
God.
undefined when it's equal to it, so I'll take either one of those. Okay, so that is the answer to part B.
So it's not defined when it's.
It is undefined when the denominator is equal to 0. If you have 2 pizzas at your house and nobody's there, how much pizza is everybody getting? That's a crazy question. It's dumb. Your poor pizza's rotten. If you have 0 pizzas and 2 people at your house, how much pizza is everybody getting? They're getting 0. There's no pizza.
Or
Yes.
you have
Caleb, let me finish this off because I'm almost out of time. What do I got to cancel out? Or what divides to 0? Yep, x minus 2, x minus 2. So what am I left with? Answer to part A, x minus. What's that?
You said divides to 0.
Sorry, divides to 1. Thank you. Ooh,
It's like-
what kind of crack am I smoking? All right. Number 2. Let's simplify that puppy up here. Number 2. All right. What can we divide? Okay. Well, I got 2 times 4. That's what? 8. Boom, boom, boom.
Oh.
I got x squared divided by x cubed. That gives me an x left on the bottom. Y cubed divided by y gives me a y squared left on top. X squared divided by x gives me an f left on top. Let's see what we got left over. I got y squared, y to the 6th on the top. I got x and a 9 on the bottom. Is that it?
Yeah.
And there's my answer
What?
to number 2.
What did you do with the
I
14?
think I got that.
Say 4 times 2 is what?
8.
8 divided by 8 is?
Wait, wait.
8 no lie, baby. Bye, bye, bye.
Wait.
Yep.
So you have an X on the top
Yep.
though, still. So what did
Where?
you cancel out?
Oh, I do have an X on the
Yeah,
top.
so you
Thank
cancel
you.
out the X.
So it's just
Okay,
over
good. I
9.
was
Thank
like,
you. Thank you. Yes.
what?
Yes.
You did get that right.
Okay.
Good. Everybody get both right.
Yeah.
Everybody get all 3 wrong. Anybody got this? Yes, least likely. At least, oh, it's at least likely you got it all wrong. Okay. Now, question: if I need help, what's a great place to get help at? Mish. Oh, come to me, but come to Mish. Come to me at Mish. Jacob is there at Mish to help you too on purple days, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So purple silver. Just go to room 501 on silver, 505 on purple. The signs are being made. Other thing. Hold on. Stop that. You got 5 minutes. I'm not going to start a new lesson today, but I do have a commercial for you.
Well, we-